If you are over 75, listen to me right now. There is one habit you do every single day. You think it's harmless, your doctor probably never warned you about it. But new research from the American Heart Association shows this habit increases your risk of sudden death by 47%. That is not a small number. That is not fear-mongering. That is fact. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what this habit is. You will know why it's so dangerous after age 75. And most importantly, you will know how to stop it starting today. If you have ever felt your chest flutter or your legs swell or your body just say slow down for no reason, comment yes below right now. Stay with me. What I'm about to share could save your life. Let me tell you why I am qualified to say this. I have been a practicing physician for over 30 years. I have treated hundreds of patients over 75, and I have watched too many of them pass away from something that was completely preventable. There was a patient I will call Harold. Harold was 78. He came to see me for a routine checkup. He walked into my office, sat down, and told me he felt fine. He was eating well. He was taking his medications. But Harold had one habit, a habit he had done every single morning for 40 years. 3 weeks later, Harold was gone. His family asked me what happened. I had to tell them the truth. The habit itself did not kill him. But the habit set the stage for a silent killer that had been building inside him for years. Stay with me until the end. Point number 3 will surprise most people, because it is not what you think. 1. The habit that is slowly stopping your blood flow. Here is the habit. Sitting for long periods without moving. I am not talking about sitting on a couch all day. I am talking about sitting in one position for more than 45 minutes at a time. Whether that is in your favorite chair, at the kitchen table, or in the car. Here's what happens inside your body when you do this. Your blood circulation slows down dramatically. Your calf muscles stop pumping blood back up to your heart. And blood starts to pool in your legs. That pooling blood can form a clot. A clot that can break loose, travel to your lungs, and kill you in under 30 minutes. Doctors call this a silent killer because you feel nothing. No pain, no warning. Just a sudden shortness of breath that you might mistake for just being tired. This is exactly what happened to Harold. He sat in his recliner every morning for 2 hours drinking coffee and reading the newspaper. He had no idea he was building a death trap inside his own legs. The solution is simple. Every 30 minutes, get up and walk for 60 seconds. Just 60 seconds, that is all it takes to reset your circulation. Drop a number 1 in the comments if you promise to start doing this today. One simple promise. 2. How this habit attaches to your heart without any warning. Now let me go deeper. Because sitting does not just cause clots, it causes something far more dangerous. When you sit for long periods, your arteries actually stiffen. Your blood pressure rises. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood through your body. For someone over 75, your heart is already working at 70% of its peak capacity. Add this habit on top of that, and you are asking your heart to do the work of a 50-year-old. This is why so many seniors have heart attacks while sitting down. They think they are resting. In reality, they are straining their heart without knowing it. Let me give you a real example. A 72-year-old woman named Margaret came to my clinic last year. She was active, she ate healthy, but she told me she spent 6 hours a day sitting in her living room watching television. I warned her. I told her to move every hour. She smiled and said she would try. 3 months later, Margaret called me from the emergency room. She had a mild heart attack while sitting on her couch, watching the same show she watched every day. She survived, but she told me something I will never forget. She said, "Doctor, I thought I was resting." That is the trap. Rest and death look the same if you do not know the difference. If you have ever sat in one spot for more than 2 hours without standing up, comment yes below. Do not be ashamed. This is the single most common mistake seniors make. 3. The surprising truth about this habit and your brain. This is the point that will surprise most people. And I promised you I would get here. Sitting for long periods does not just hurt your heart and your legs, it actually shrinks your brain. I am not exaggerating. A 2022 study from UCLA found that seniors over 70, who sat for more than 10 hours a day, had significant thinning in the brain regions responsible for memory and decision-making. Here is why this happens. Your brain needs oxygen to function. Oxygen is delivered by blood. When you sit, blood flow to your brain decreases by up to 15%. That means your brain is literally starving while you are resting. Do you ever feel foggy after sitting for a long time? Forgetful? Like you have to search for words? That is not aging. That is your brain telling you it needs oxygen. And it is getting less oxygen every hour you stay seated. The good news is this is reversible. The bad news is most seniors do not realize they are doing damage until the fog becomes permanent. Here is the solution I give every patient over 75. Set a timer on your phone. Every 45 minutes, stand up. Walk to the kitchen. Get a glass of water. Walk back. That small movement restores blood flow to your brain in under 90 seconds. If you have ever felt that brain fog, comment fog below. That tells me you are still paying attention, and that is a good sign. 4. Why your muscles are dying without you knowing. Now let me talk about something that makes this habit even more dangerous for people over 75. Your muscles are not just for strength. Your muscles are actually your body's circulation pump. Every time you move, your muscles squeeze your veins and push blood back to your heart. This is called the muscle pump. And when you sit, that pump shuts off. For a 40-year-old, that is annoying. For a 75-year-old, that is life-threatening. Because when you stop using your muscles, they start to atrophy. And when muscles atrophy, they cannot protect your circulation anymore. I have seen patients in my office who have lost 40% of their muscle mass from sitting too much. They thought they were just getting old. They were actually killing their ability to move blood through their body. Here's the heartbreaking part. They could have stopped it with 10 minutes of standing and moving per day. You do not need to exercise like a 20-year-old. You just need to stop parking your body in one position for hours at a time. If you have noticed your legs feeling weaker over the last year, comment weak below. That is not normal. That is a warning sign. 5. The one solution that changes everything. Here is the most important thing I want you to remember from this entire video. You do not need to run. You do not need to lift heavy weights. You do not need to join a gym. You just need to interrupt the habit. The research shows that taking a 2-minute walking break every hour reduces your risk of blood clots, heart attacks, and stroke by over 50%. 50%. That is not a supplement. That is not a medication. That is just standing up and walking to the bathroom. Think about that. You could cut your risk of dying from a silent killer in half. With 2 minutes per hour. I tell every patient over 75 the same thing. Do not aim for 10,000 steps. That is unrealistic for most of you. Aim for 120 steps per hour. That is just walking from your chair to the kitchen and back. That is the secret. That is the habit that will save your life. If you are willing to try this starting tomorrow, comment I will below. That is a commitment, and I will hold you to it. Before we finish, I want to come back to something I mentioned earlier. Point number 3. The brain shrinkage. That is the one most people do not know about. Your doctor may never tell you this, because most doctors are still trained to focus on your heart and your blood pressure. They do not think about your brain, but your brain is the most oxygen-hungry organ in your body, and it is the first one to suffer when you sit too long. The best part, this is completely reversible, but only if you catch it early. 6. How to know if this habit has already hurt you. Here is how you check yourself right now. Stand up, walk to your kitchen, and then walk back. Did you feel any of these things? Shortness of breath, lightheadedness, leg heaviness, a feeling like you are dragging your feet. If yes, your body is telling you that you have been sitting too long, and your circulation has already started to slow down. This is not a death sentence, this is a wake-up call. The good news is you can reverse this starting today. The bad news is the longer you ignore it, the harder it becomes. If you felt any of those symptoms just now, comment yes in the comments. That tells me you are paying attention to your body. And that is the first step to staying alive. 7. The mistake 9 out of 10 seniors make with their chair. Here's the most practical advice I can give you. Do not use the softest chair in your house. That recliner you love. That couch you nap on every afternoon. Those are the most dangerous pieces of furniture you own. Why? Because soft chairs collapse around you. They keep your legs and hips at a 90-degree angle. And that angle is exactly what stops your circulation. I tell my patients over 75 to buy a sturdy kitchen chair, one with a firm seat and a straight back. And I tell them to use that chair for no more than 30 minutes at a time. This sounds small, but it is one of the most effective changes you can make. If you are willing to switch to a firmer chair tomorrow, comment chair below. That is a tiny change, and it will save your life. So let me summarize what we have covered today. 1. Sitting for more than 45 minutes at a time is a silent killer. It causes blood clots, heart strain, and brain shrinkage. 2. You can stop this habit with one simple rule. Stand up and move for 2 minutes every hour. That is all it takes. 3. Your brain and your muscles depend on movement. Without it, they die slowly, and you will not even notice until it is too late. Here is what I want you to do right now. If this video has helped you, comment one word. The word is done. That tells me you have heard the message, and you are ready to take action. Then click the like button and subscribe to this channel, because I release new videos every week that help seniors live longer and healthier. And here is the most important thing you can do. Share this video with someone over 65 who needs to hear this. Send it to your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your friend who sits too much. Because if you do not share this, you are leaving them in danger. And you know now that silence is not safety. Until next time, stay moving, stay alive, and take care of yourself. You are the only one who can. God bless you. I will see you in the next video.